See who all comes and joins the party. Getting the tablet set up. Maybe it will here in a moment I'll be able to see stuff. I think I need to get a new tablet, to be honest. This thing, when it comes to clean up garage, show you some stuff. There we go. Clean up garage, show you some stuff. Caught message, I want to see all my messages. What's up, Paxton? In here cleaning garage. Seeing what you're all doing on this Labor Day. Look at my glasses. Holy crud. Figure I'm already out here. Just got done running around. Went to Hobo Freight and Ace Hardware. Got a few things. Ooh, I'll be first to like my own video. Just bought a 430. It's a good one. Little less power than the 430A, but is a guy really going to know when it's pulling them through the wood and over the log? Probably not. Let's see here. Toss these parts. These are all leftover parts from the, I don't even know what that's from. Yeah, I have no idea. Let's see here. Choke lever. We don't need a choke where we're going. I don't know what that is. That might be some good miscellaneous hardware, actually. We'll keep those out. Hardware we'll keep out. Old gasket. Don't know why I'm saving it. Carburetor. Paperweight to me. Spark plug. Well, I have a new one, but it's a long reach one. We'll see how well it likes. It's what the engine had in it originally. Hardware we keep out. Put in the hardware drawer. Except for this one. Threads are stripped. I'm not going to deal with that. Do a little cleanup here. Seeing how you guys are doing. Wait for if anybody else wants to come join the fun. By the way, we're putting the knockoff WB-37 into that. Don't need that anymore. Really long ties. Those are good. What do we do with spare parts? I need to get a container to put these in. So in the meantime, what I've been doing is just drop them in the drawer here, open up, and voila, you got what you need. Hopefully be cutting with this in the next week or so. Staying safe out in the woods there, Paxton. Not getting hurt by other saws. They're playing nice, you playing nice. We didn't get, I don't think Jeremy was live again this Saturday, but I understand he's busy with his new job. Clutch key. Those are important. Put it right there. We don't use those on the 101Bs. Better be staying safe. We don't need another chainsaw accident. That's right. Yeah. Let's see here. Miscellaneous bolts, intake gasket. Hopefully get this project done here soon and on to the next thing, which I don't know what that is. Probably get back to the supercharged saw. 3 people watching. Yeah. I put the transmission on that engine, obviously. I cleaned up all the surfaces, put sealant on it. And it leaks. Of course, I did overfill it too, but the leak has drastically slowed down. So, okay, whatever. Sealant on both surfaces, everything. Never split the transmission or anything. It just leaks where the two mate together, so. Do I want to take it back apart and fix it correctly? Maybe one day. When's that day? Not today. Where did I put my vice grips at? This. Huh. Yeah. I got a Homelight Easy, the old one. Well, yeah, who collects new saws? And air filter's good for another 10 hours of use, maybe, that the saw will never get. It's going to be important. We're going to have to cut that up later. Put it in there. No, let's put that in there too. I put a goodie up on the wall. Show you guys here in a minute. If you want to see it, let me know. See it sooner than later. Everything here, I think, to mount this carburetor up to this saw, I gotta do some JB welding. Cutting, JB welding, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, $5 off, $25 or more. Okay. Guess. That. Carburetor will fit in here. It's going to fit in here perfectly and even try to retain the original linkage. I just have to do some drilling and tapping on some stuff. There's all the hardware for that. Yeah, plan is, see if I can see it right here. I could buy one of these already done, but I'm going to drill out the slot right here. I'm going to drill out that slot so the linkage could go through it. And then I'm going to flatten this top surface, drill and tap it so that I can put a screw in there, set screw, so that it'll stay in place. That's the plan. Been doing, really haven't worked on a saw this week and just been busy doing other stuff. But last week I spent 5 hours making the adapter. So this goes towards the saw, but this is where the side that bolts the carb to. Impulse is over here. I have to drill that out and put a barb in it. They didn't have any tight 90 degree barbs, and I didn't bother looking in my house and my carburetor stash if I have another one. But it'll still fit, but it's 1/2 inch thick. Be able to adapt carbs. You got your impulse hole here, which I've drilled, and then impulse in. Drive that carburetor. I've done this before. I think actually with the same aluminum. No, I did it with a 3D printed piece, and it worked in the saw. It's just the saw had another problem or whatever. And then I made an aluminum one that is currently sitting on the race saw up there. Before I had hole saws, that was a pain in the butt. And a Paul Bunyan. What's a Paul Bunyan chainsaw? I know Max. Unless it was a Mac, then I guess I need updating him on things. O&R engine. I don't know much about it, but it sounds like it's fun. We're going to let this table soak, and we're going to show all 5 of you what's going on here. Leave a comment if you're watching. Don't be shy. 3,000 subscribers. I'd like to hear your comments. 1 horsepower. Ooh, oh, okay, I get you. I think I know what you're talking about now. All right, so let's go show you guys what's up on the wall for the future. Dum da dum 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 da dum 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 dee dee dum. Okay, anyways. All right, so there's the welding setup. So put that up yesterday. My welder came in Friday, and I got this all set up yesterday. I had to put the wire in. I just got back from Harbor Freight getting wire, sleeves, gloves. I said to hell with it. I also bought the TIG foot pedal. It makes life easier. I have the full TIG torch set. I have their best of the best helmet because your eyesight is everything in life. So I still got to get a gas setup for TIGging, but I have the MIG set up for now. And everything. Got the flux cord to put in it, fight in it, and everything. Have it ready. Changed the outlet already, obviously, to the correct style. And indeed it does. That thing is awesome. It's got like every setting known to man. Like over 130 pre-made settings. Oh wait, hold on. This one, flux core, and then it's already set up, no gas required. 30 diameter is what I'll be using, and then you choose your thickness. Up to 1/4 inch with that. This thing could do up to 3/8, and I have no business whatsoever doing welding 3/8 steel. So. But the TIG and everything, run that through at some point. I do decide to start learning the TIG. I do know how to weld, somewhat half-assed. But I figured I'd just get the best of the best that they had. When it was on sale, it was the same price as their better one, the green titanium or whatever it's called. So got it for the same price. I just need to get a cover thing right here to hold it up so I'm not banging my head. Get this 10-pound wire in there. Start having some fun. I gotta get metal roofing like what I have back here. I want to put that up along this wall so that I can make it more fire resistant and everything like that. So it's kind of the goal. This I need to move to another table or something, or move it over. I need to figure out where to put it. I'm still working on it. I need to continue getting the auto oiler on it and stuff like that. I do want to mount the boost gauge for you all, just for laughs. I doubt it's making any, but makes for a good showpiece. I'll be doing a handlebar project here to where I can disassemble the top part of it, cutting them somewhere, collars, welding to the collars, a brace bar, and then I'll be making cuts, putting pipes inside to bolt and unbolt these bars so that it can fit in the bed of my truck and I don't have to undo the entirety of the assembly. I still want these tall bars. They look the part. Unless somehow a shorter set of bars would look better, but I don't know yet. That's kind of on the job to-do list. Like I said, we know it runs, but will it cut? Don't know. Still thinking of a paint color scheme for it. Should be, I don't know. Like I said, we'll figure it out. So that's what's been going on in my little world here. And up there, maybe one day, space for a plasma cutter, which I severely doubt I'm actually going to need. I'm not doing anything of like high going that I need to have a plasma cutter, but I guess you never know how life evolves. And that air compressor can easily support one. They had one in the scratch and dent there to Harbor Freight, but I'm like, I don't know. Why did the last person bring it back? How's your guys' day going? One thing I did tell myself is I would keep surfaces, everything clean in this new garage. Get done with a project or get done with the day's work or something. Keep surfaces clean. Got a sweep, but I ain't too worried about that. I'm trying to think, there was something I was going to say. It's over my head. Gone. Oh, that fell back there. Got the bars moved over behind the toolbox over there too, so on that wall was a great idea, and then, nope, that evolved. I don't know why I really put them there to begin with. I guess just get them out of the way temporarily. Any questions for me? So I'm torn on what to do next. I think, oh crap, it's behind a bunch of stuff. I think I'm going to go back into stock saw, and another reason I got the welder, because I plan on trying to build some pipes or something, not like commercially or ones that are going to be, you know, of actual function, but I'm thinking, if you didn't already know, I have one BP one up here. Ah man, I don't know what the deal with that carburetor is. Those are impossible. I'm thinking of being dumb and standing on this chair. That's sharp. Don't do this at home. Do it at work. So here's the other BP one. It has, compression is coming back on it. It used to have none, but the rings are stuck, so I need to get back to it. But I kind of have a plan for it. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to execute it, but I kind of want to put a different carb on it. Linkage is going to be a pain in the ass, but it definitely wouldn't be a stock BP one by any means. I'm still getting over a sinus thing, and it's all on my chest now. So, but the plan is to figure out another either MAC carb, SDC carb. You should recognize this, Paxton. Still got it. So the plan is to try to put one of these more modern carbs on, well, in quotes, modern style carbs that you're going to find, a more common one, into here. And if it sticks out, that's fine. Whatever. I'm not worried. Getting this one back to running is going to be the fun part. Lock that down. There. So that's going to be kind of the fun part there, is getting this back to running. I mean, it has no spark. I'm presuming that's why it got put up. It has a brand new spark plug in it. I cut myself a little bit. So, but yeah, the linkage on this thing is, she needs love. That's for sure. Oh yeah. So, but it has a little bit more compression. I need to keep doing what I was doing. I had a heat gun and WD-40. The rings were coming back around and stuff. A ported BP1. Hey, what's up, Corey? Happy Labor Day, Alvin. A ported BP1, I don't know if I really want to attempt something like that. Cylinders are hard. I'm not good at porting. I've actually never ported. Don't have a steady hand whatsoever. I think they're pretty fast saw and powerful as they are. But not only do I want to put a carb on it, I do want to put a tune pipe on it. Yeah, I want to be that guy. So you see these all the time. I had it on my 700, and of course it went through the fire and everything caught, burned up. I want to take a pipe, get rid of this muffler, which getting these mufflers off, this looks like it's going to be the absolute worst thing on earth to try to do. And get the muffler off of it, take a pipe, and wrap it around. Get a pipe, 180 it around, and an expansion chamber sitting over here, and it could drain off to the side. So you've got this BP1 with a pipe running through here, expansion chamber. I think that's going to look pretty cool with a custom carburetor and linkages going on and stuff like that. If I could figure out how to run a cable to it or something, it's going to be a hell of a lot of planning. This is going to be the next long-term project. So that's kind of one of those. I didn't really want to plan on introducing another project, but kind of what it needs. I think this thing was running 1/2-inch chain too, and I don't know if I really want to run 1/2 inch on it, but we'll see. All Mac mufflers are a pain, I would assume, because it's blocking my view on what you're saying, what you said there. They're not all a pain. These ones, this is like a double stacked muffler to make this thing quiet. So it extends all the way back into here, and I don't even know what size hardware, I presume Allen bolts. Take it off, and is that going to be, do I just start soaking it now? Just let it sit in penetrating oil, put ATF down inside and just let it, which actually I need to put down in the cylinder on this and just let it do its job. But this is one of those, this is a pain in the ass kind of thing. I need to get those really nice long T handles again. Yeah, I mean, look how far that is in that muffler to get down there. This is a 3/16. It eats up the entirety of that. I think the size that it actually takes, yeah, that one's the limit, and it still does not even get into the bolt hole. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. So that's going to be a fun one. I mean, it's not bottomed out yet, but so getting that muffler off is going to suck. I need to get an exploded diagram of it. I know a guy that has probably taken off before, and I will contact him. But that's kind of the plan, is to go modern on the carb. I mean, the primer was nice, but you can't find them really working anymore. They're expensive if you do. And overall, that just sounds like it's going to be a pain in the butt. So, it is what it is with that. Just let that sit there pretty. The other thing we're still working on is getting this adapter put onto here. I'm debating on if I want to screw this on and clamp it on every time into the aluminum, or stud it, and I never had to take it off and just do the carburetor, which I'm thinking that might be the better option. It's kind of a choice. It's kind of a, which one do I want to do? I don't think I grabbed short enough bolts. So I'll just have to stud it and go from there. Oh my gosh, thank you for stapling this, I guess. What's the worst Mac muffler to take off? What's the worst in your experience? Gotta get this part right. Yeah, because that's got to go in so deep like that, and then that has to cut that off. And then I could put a nut on it, and I could probably just tighten the nut and call it a day on that. That'll be so I'll have to JB weld that in. I'll probably be off camera. Carburetor's going to be mounted upside down. Well, okay, technically these don't care which way they're mounted. There's no right side up or not. Still got to put the pulse into here, and I'll have to drill for that, so I'll stud it last. There that is, attached. It'll go inside, bolt it down, call it in. If it wasn't for that other bolt being stripped, I'd probably just bolt it in, but I'm gonna have to make gaskets still. $5 hours to make this. So much fun. And I still gotta make that right there. So it's the little things that add up on this project to putting a custom carb on and stuff. That's really what it is. But what I will show you guys, how wild that's gonna look. How I came up to this conclusion. So that's the impulse line. But this is how wild it's going to look. When it's all bolted up into there, that's what it's going to be. Is the air filter going to clear? Well, is the top going to bolt on? I don't know. Maybe I could have a custom 90-degree adapter and put a big old, air filter on it. Who knows? Life's too short to have stock chainsaws and boring saws. But that's what we're going for right there. And then this linkage can fit right into down here and bolt it on. I can straighten it out with a little bit of fire. And then it'll be able to, it'll have to press down, so I'm going to have to modify it to, but it'll press forward. Idle adjustment, mixture adjustments are right there. So it'll work out. It'll work out real nicely on this one. And then that's impulse hose. I'll have to hook it up before I put it in, but it looks like it'll do a 90-degree just fine. I put a short barb in the backside. And then the fuel line, I've got to... Oh, we got a big comment here. Hold on. 10 series pancake. Or a joy to take. Okay. 10 series pancake motor suck removed because you have to remove all the shielding and covers to get motor. Yeah, the 10 series are not fun whatsoever, but it at least protects the muffler, protects you from getting burnt somewhat, and I always kind of questioned the 10 series, like how things were done on it and everything. Like the direction of the muffler, they probably could have built it to have been like how the bigger series are, where the muffler's out the right side. They could have put a muffler right there instead of running some over-engineered muffler to point down, take a right-hand turn, and then another right hand to come out. It was over-engineered. I'm going to admit that. It wasn't very good. And you have one of the bolts going through the exhaust gas, so it gets burned up over time. It can cause leaks. It makes it for a pain in the butt to put a tune pipe on. Ask me how I know. But yeah, this fuel line, I'll have to extend it. Will I? Maybe. It might be a tight fit if I try to retain it. It don't even fit on that barb anyways. So I'll just have to adapt it. One thing I hate about McCulloch was their fuel lines were all a monopoly. Every single one was a monopoly of a design. Oh yeah, it'll fit. If it clamped down, it almost fit in there. If I did some clearancing of the bracket here, and I zip tie it on, it'll fit. So put the impulse, put the fuel line on, clearance out this corner here. We'll mark that now. Remove this corner. Right there. It'll be able to fit right down in there. Loosely on there, just zip tie it on. Can we potentially remove all of that right there? The joys of custom chainsaws. Why did I put myself through this torture? So, I don't know, I may make a video continuing that process, but I'm showing you guys here right now what to expect. Figured y'all come out and hang out in the garage and see what's up. You guys working on anything else? Your garages, projects, cars, trucks, minivans? Cleaning something, working on bikes? I've got a lot to do this winter on motorcycles. I have 4 bikes. 4 motorcycles in here. All of them run. All of them want attention. Well, okay, except for the white one. It doesn't want attention. I'm going to do some stock upgrades, if you will, to it. I've got R6 brakes on the way that bolt right up to it, to the front. They're a better upgrade. I did get, I run around with a bunny helmet on. Gets people's attention. Kids love it. I did get my rack put on. This was actually originally on this bike. Went last weekend and got it from the owner. That originally owned this bike. So be upgrading that, tenting that, new tires, I'm gonna have tires off, just new rotors, front and rear. So it doesn't need it. I'm just going to do it. So 1989's year, by the way. I love the looks of them. Carb work needs done. Runs, needs carb work. Runs, gonna get full restoration. What do you think? Pearl white, fenders, everything. Pearl white here and there. Big old ape hangers, solo seat, maybe custom exhaust. Little slow driving pooch motorcycle for shows. I think that'll work. Got to replace handlebars. The rust on the handlebars keeps going down into the cable and causing it to jam, and it's trying to self-whiskey throttle. Got to change tires on it too, so I've got a lot of back-breaking work coming up. Might be getting a 1966 Chevy Corvair. Those were the air-cooled ones, weren't they? Yeah, the Corvairs. Those aren't too bad. The double carburetor thing might suck to do, but just get a set of vacuum gauges and tune them, and voila. I heard that under heavy loads they overheat, but I mean, it was an idea. It got people around. I'm not going to say no to that. Do a send, full send on it. At least you won't have coolant leaks. It was positive. I was working on a 710 yesterday and a PM 650. Yeah, I miss let's see, PM 650. Yeah, the old brick ones. Those are really good saws. Those are underrated for firewood saws. There's guys still using them to this day. The one I gave one to a buddy, and it still runs to this day. He uses it for everything. So. Well, he did, and then I think he had ignition problems. I told him to change the spark plug. He told me the symptoms of it. I'll have to get back with him on that one. But, yeah, those were really good. Ugly designs. I have a video on it, why it's so uneconomic. But the oil fill is in the worst spot. The gas fill is in a very bad spot. You can't get your hand fully around the cap to undo it. It has a small tank, so the positive is you get more brakes, but then it takes longer to... You're always gassing up often. Get new oiler line fixed on the end tank. You've got to tear apart the whole damn saw to get to the inside. Horrible design, horrible on that one. See more saws. What's up? You're a new face. What you work on? Well, saws hopefully, but we'll see. Was just going over putting the custom carbon, this and everything. What to do. It's what thing do I do first? Do I cut the corner? Putting the studs in, JB welding them will probably be the last thing I do. Because that's when the adapter is 100% ready to be bolted in. So I need to cut down. I need to put this 3/16 hose splicer. Well, it's not going to be a splicer anymore. It's going to be, we're going to drill out and slap that bad mammal jammal down inside there. Have to JB weld it. But I don't know if I want to put all the barbs in there. I might just put 2 of them in there, JB weld it, and then cut 2 of the other barbs off. And that should be God's plenty to run our impulse line to it, and then cut the impulse line appropriately. That'll work. So that's good on that. I've been debating on putting having a vise that's removable on this. It's not a very sturdy surface. I mean, it's sturdy, but because I keep going to the drill vise, but I might do that. I might get some, the wood ones that go into the bottoms, and I can just bolt it down in 4 spots, and it'll like sit there, have a vise to do some stuff with, and it's a swivel vise. I've actually got 2 vices. I've got a vintage one right here, an old vintage one. I gotta get it fixed. It won't go in all the way without a great deal of pain and suffering. But I do have a new one right here that I can bolt up to here. Like I said, it's rebuilding a shop. It takes a lot of thinking how you want to do stuff to get it right the first time. So that's with that. Well, we got to do the impulse line, but we got to cut this corner off. Let's go do that. What's the safest, dangerous way you can cut corners? That's right, cheat off the person next to you. No, we can't do that here. Oh, and that steel weed whacker. That takes some getting used to, by the way. Yeah, I had the steel weed whacker 4-stroke. And it uses 2-stroke oil mix, and it's weird. I haven't even looked in the engine design, but I got an idea of how it works. Rev ups are slow because it's 4-stroke. Has plenty of torque. It's a learning curve on how to use like the power of the. It's got enough power where it snaps line really easy. I think the steel line is just trash. So that's a idiotic thing. So let's cut that corner, since I've got it very, very crudely marked out, because there's no need for it. We'll actually take it to right here, take it down, and go put it in the vise over there. Let's cut it up, let's build something together, shall we? It might get loud here in a moment. Actually, I'm going to be in the way. I need you guys over here to be able to watch what I'm doing. We're in here wrenching together. There we go. Personally, I don't mix stuff. I don't like the 4-mix stuff. Echo weed whackers are my favorite. So, I don't understand the 4-mix, 4-stroke mix, but it says just use 2-stroke oil, 2-stroke mix, 50-1. I mix my stuff 32-1. It wasn't smoking one bit, and I use cloths. I use the good shit. All right, buy once, cry once. Oil's cheap, rebuilds aren't. So this is the device I've been using, and it actually works great. We're going to cut this corner off here. That looks dangerous. I'm going to put hearing protection on. You guys better do the same. Earbud users warning. Get the big Milwaukee battery out. Eye protection, hearing protection. I just cleaned all this too. Can you believe that? I used to work around a lot of aluminum, cutting all day. That was years ago, and I'm still fine. I'm not saying aluminum dust won't kill you. What I will tell you is other things will. Those get hot quick, by the way, when you're cutting. That's hot. I better grab pliers. That's how I cut that out if it's the big chunk. Boy, that thing doesn't like it when you overload it. Shuts off a lot. Obviously, I'm no machine shop. But I can machine something out in my shop. Don't touch that. That's hot. Yeah, I know. Cut-off wheels are not grinders. We'll do it by hand. That's your clearance for that fuel line. Oh, I'm yelling again. A little tighter. There we go. There it is. Clearance out for that fuel line. I will say, I wasn't always a fan of the Milwaukee, but it's what I've got. It's what I've got. Around me, readily available. Tons of stores have it. Put you guys there for a minute so you're not just looking at. Oh no, battery says it's still charged. Didn't even use anything. Perfect. I'll take it. That cool off. I mean, it's warm. Water's not going to sizzle. Oh, there it is. It's thin it out and it's evaporating off of it. Tell you what we will do, actually. Do this. I probably should have looked into a different weed eater or something, but they had it on sale and I couldn't go wrong with it. Couldn't go wrong, honestly. My Walmart one, I've had it for like 8 years or something, and it was one of those. It was time to. It wasn't having life anymore. Still got it out in the shed, but I need to tell it goodbye. Not you, but I don't like burrs in my fingers. All right, now we got a drill for the barb. And after that, I'm thinking, see, I should clearance for that fuel line. Welcome to Wrenching with me. Today on Wrenching with Mac, Brian, whatever you want to call me. I might need to do a little more clearancing, like smoothing down surfaces. What I probably should do is get on Amazon, order my double barb setup, and put that through the tank instead of trying to retain this factory fuel line. I've done that to a lot. I have a couple saws up there that have the double barb I could steal off of. I could, but I kind of want to go new on this one and just retain those. But this will still help keep things low profile, low clearanced. So, but let's get that barb put on. I need to drill for it. Actually need to cut that down a couple. Put it in the big teeth. It'll fit. But yeah, we can freehand that. That's going to be perfectly safe. Just let's see here, 3/16 drill bit. We'll get the good drill bits. I found out DeWalt drill bits are trash. I tried to drill through mild steel with them, and they get as far as they want to before they're like, I'm gonna dull. And that's it. So thanks to Project Farm, these Bosch bits with the Cobalt, the Bosch, I don't know. I don't even know what they're called, the model. CO21 is all it says. You get those and they should last you. 3/16 bit, this one right here. Yep, we're gonna need to drill that. So this is all the stuff I took 5 hours to do. We might go for an hour on this, and then I continue life. Had a coworker said he wanted to come over, hang and chill. Okay, but he ain't messaged back, so that's what I'm doing right now, is just chilling on here with you guys. Go. I think it's a constant setting up of the shop is what it is. Switching tools out nonstop. And usually I have YouTube going in the background. That's why a lot of my videos you see, or I don't have a video going. Okay, that is in there, centered. Move this table slightly because it wants to bump this. This is our PSAT that we're. Okay, we're back to needing you guys over here. Just look straight to you guys. Oops. Look like it's going real straight. All right. why I bought this vise. You get one of these. You got one of these big ass drill presses. These vices are nice. Light. There we go. All right, that's in there. We may have to go next bit up. That's fine. Let's see. The next one up. My God. Well, we're going to be JB welding it in anyways, right? That actually doesn't look like it's any better. Yeah, we're going to have to go with 7:30 seconds. Okay. Fine with me. It's kind of hard for me to undrill an aluminum hole right now. I can undrill a steel hole now. Aluminum, on the other hand, the only way I can really undrill it is to just JB weld it. And then wait 24 hours and try again. Yep, centered. Boo, I gotta lower the table. Say, this is the tedious part of building anything like this. It's that people don't understand. So that's why I'm trying to show you here. I want to have like 8 hours into this piece by the time I'm done. Where's our barb at? There we go. It's going to be a press fit. Holy crap, it still needs another size up. 3/16, when, where, who? You could try to press fit it in there, but I ain't got a press, and I don't want to try to press brass. So we're going to do the right thing. We're going to not go to the next size up. If I press fit it in there, then it will, I don't need JB weld. Can I tap that with a hammer? No. What you do, you grow your brain. And you play this little game called put it in the drill and see if you can drill it to the exact size that you need. I've got 2 of these, so it's okay if I screw up one. So we're going to do this. I wonder if I could put that in the drill press and make the brass to size, where it's almost a pretty much perfect press fit. And a press is a drill's a press, right? Okay. I'm glad you agree with me. Have I ever done this before? No. Have I seen it done before? Yep. Do I highly recommend my viewers do the right thing? Yep. But you're all adults. Any more comments before I started? Okay, no. I mean, that is working a charm. And it's holding it. A Scotia JB Weld. Look at that. No way. I mean, it's in there. If I drilled it a little deeper, I could put the whole thing in there, but I'm not going to press my luck that much. There you go. Now I need to cut 2 of those barbs off. Enough for the impulse. Let's see here. Where's our cutter at? Cut off wheel. Put your earmuffs on, everybody. I'm going to do a quick cut here. Just like we talked about. Smooth it over with a file real quick. So it doesn't cut our fuel line or impulse line. I'll bring you guys back over here. And gals, maybe we got some women that watch this. I don't know. Okay, YouTube actually says there's a couple that do. It's all that trial and error fit. This is pretty sure the first rocket ever to go into space didn't work out properly either. I'm pretty sure neither will this. I do know this carburetor works on these. As like I said, I used it on a 101 before and fed it fantastically. For a racing application, you probably need 2. So we need to cut our fuel line really short. I've got plenty of it down there, so we need to cut our fuel line, impulse our line. Cut it just a little big. Where's our screw? It's all part of that, trying to keep clean up during as you're going. Screw. I think I wasn't going to bring you over here. Take a peek at what we're doing. I have a lot of people that say, "Oh, I missed the live feed again." Well, you got to hit that notification button. Oh, that's in the way. I don't think that's ever been taken out of there before. Yes, it fits. Look at that. That impulse fits in there beautifully. And this side needs supported up with another bolt. So it will be off the bottom. Our impulse works great, or will work great. Our fuel line, we'll have to clock that a little bit more. If we decide to run the old stalker, what was that rule I just told myself? I'll probably have to do the fuel line first if I decide to run the stock one. Rotate that slightly. There we go. Well, like I say, it's a really loose fit, but we're going for the idea here. There we go. And fuel line's a little kinked up there, so we're going to have to do the barb idea. But I want to try to keep stuff low profile in here. But that's in essence of what it's going to look like. Why is my... What happened? Carb doesn't spring back anymore. Oh, that spring came undone. Wait, what happened? That's weird. The spring came off undone from that. We'll figure it out. All right, that's kind of the idea we've got going here. See, I got to figure out what's going on with that. There we go. So impulse check. Fuel line, I'll probably order double barbs. Yeah, you just springing moments ago. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. Duh. Small screwdriver. Went around itself for some reason here. There we go. Supposed to be back up on this back part here. And she slid off. No biggie. There we go. Seems pretty legit to me on what we're doing. Ooh, I about fell out of my chair. How long we been going for? An hour? Yeah. I think we'll wrap that up here. It's been a nice little one. I'll finish this up. So I'm kind of trying, I don't know what I'm trying to do, but what it looks like is I start giving you guys the idea, showing what's going on, and then finish up next video. I'll just continue this one right here. Get her all buttoned up. The fuel line, it could be done very last. There's no need to worry about that. Getting this carb mounted up is priority number one for me. Getting this drilled and tapped. As you see, it takes time, quite a bit of it, to get going on these kinds of things. And that's the reality of it. But does that look like it came out of a barn? Like a barn find? Yeah. It looks like they've been mated together for quite some time. Oh, and as far as pulling it over, that sucks. But by the time you add gas into it, it makes it easier. But she's got ignition, switch is hooked up, did all that. like I say, I told you the long-term project on the BP1. We'll be getting to that. BP1, I don't know, race saw wannabe. That one, like I say, it's going to take some planning. Any suggestions on carburetors, let me know. I'm thinking it can run something this big. I know it can run something this big. I've seen saws that size run them. But a smaller SDC like this might be more beneficial. Spring on it doesn't want to spring back too well for some reason. Don't know what it is, if it needs another winding on the spring or something. Don't know. But, alright, we're going to end it here. Stuff like that. Hopefully I've entertained you for an hour, kept you busy, whatnot. I'm going to continue on this adapter, get her finished up, get the studs made, and JB weld everything, finalize stuff, get JB welded all in, make it happy. And hopefully in the next video we will be having a running, I'll call it 895, which I think it actually has an 890 gearbox with a 101B inside of it. So an 895 101B is what we're just gonna call it. 2-to-1 ratio. Hopefully have that running, because my goal is, what I'm doing, I'm just modifying saws, putting cart engines inside of chainsaws, you know, reviving some along the way, doing other hobbies, keeping stuff going and whatnot, get the race saw up there going again. I say it's just kind of a day at a time project. As for the 125s up there, I'll get to them, promise. I'm not going to let them go to waste. So, all right, like, comment, subscribe, you know where to find me. Any questions on old videos and whatnot, let me know. As far as when I go live, I don't know. It's just kind of spur of the moment. I'm kind of been aiming for some Sundays. I don't know. And it's a Monday, but it's Labor Day today. Had it off, paid off, work, so. Hopefully be using the welder here soon for a few things. Learn to TIG weld. That'd be a pretty cool thing to do on pipes and stuff. That can do that and everything, so. Got to learn to start TIG welding and stuff, get some scrap sheet metals, and just start going to town on it when that time comes. I was going to price out gas today, but they're the one place that's closed. So, thanks for the video. Yep, no problem. No problem. I say, just here to try to keep people in the loop live of what's going on. Like I say, I'm doing more quality than quantity on videos is what I'm doing. So that's why you're seeing less videos, but more of what I'm doing. Live, explaining stuff, so when the next video comes out, oh yeah, you talked about this then, and everything. So, all right, and keep an eye also, I have an Instagram. I do post on YouTube, make posts, picture posts on there of what's going on and stuff, and modified saws on Facebook also, you know, just keep going. But, all right, I say, thanks for watching, stay safe, enjoy your week. I'll be back when I can.